Good evening, everybody.
Evening.
Hey, I always wait as if they're going to say hello back, but they do in the chat. Yeah, Lucifer, how are you this evening?
I'm not too bad, mate. Just chilling out with a nice glass of Merlot.
I should join you. I was drinking that earlier on, so
Ooh,
I was. So I don't want to. There we go. That should do me. Just a little bit of that for the night. Yeah.
Nice. Crikey, I see the chat is already underway.
I know they're here before us. I can't see a thing though because for some strange reason I've got glasses on, just like you. Because I saw you last night. I saw you stream with was it Pops?
Yes, Pops Van Sant.
Yeah, what a guy! That was great. That was
yeah.
That was proper Outlaw Comics.
Fucking right, man. He was awesome, man.
So I thought, I did say in the chat that I had my shades on. Thought I'm going to have to prove it.
And you've done exactly that. A man who sticks to his word. That's what I like to see.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's no way I'm going to be able to work StreamWorks or StreamYards, whatever it's called, with these on, because I can't see. So I'm going to put them away. You've got your... I'm really dark as well, aren't I? Hang on a second. Oh no, that's not good. See, I'm pretty sure Lucifer's sitting there on a great setup. My lighting setup is this. I take the display on my monitor and I turn it up and down. Like that. That's pretty much it. It's pretty much that's as far as I go. But yeah.
The lighting setup I have at the moment, I've got one here, which I can turn that off. I got another one here, and another one round here as well. If I can reach the control. Oh god, it's quite a far way away, but and there we go.
Complete gone. You are indeed.
It's all right.
Yeah, indeed, the Prince of Darkness himself.
Oh yes.
Oh, lovely. The water of life, that's me, I'm ready now. Let's have a wee look in the chat, that I can actually see it.
Yeah.
As I see it, just about. First, they're not my monkeys. Not my circus. Yeah. And Adams, hello there.
Evening, Adams.
And yes, indeed, Michael, you win.
Michael.
Yeah, they're arguing. Let's see. Oh, there's tons. We didn't even need to turn up.
My God, it's amazing. It's amazing to see this.
Let's just sit and read this. Yep. Hey, Pete. Good seeing you, mate.
Evening, Pete. How the devil art thou?
Right. Okay. I had a plan tonight to do some drawing and colouring and stuff, but I thought I'm just kind of tired. I'm going to do it next week. I'm going to do some. I've decided this would be a good time to start doing my sketch cards.
Oh yeah,
because I've got all these sketch cards that I'm going to have to draw for the campaign. So I thought, you know what? I could be doing that on a Tuesday night instead of very slowly colouring the Tatty Bogleman. So I might start doing that next week. But
that's a cool idea, man.
Yeah. It's anyway for me. I just move my way, come out of the way, get my wee drawing board set up, and start drawing the sketch cards. I can hold them up and show them to everybody once I've done them as well.
Yeah, that sounds like a damn good plan if you ask me.
Yeah. You have a plan. What was it? Burns, the best laid plans of.
Oh yes,
best laid plans gang after Glee. Aye. So that's my plan this week. Tune in next week to see me colour the Tatty Bogleman really slowly. Right. So what am I doing here? I'm going to share because we have to have a look and see how we're doing in the wonderful world of Indiegogo before we get started here with stuff.
Oh yes.
Hey.
Hello.
Oh, that's looking healthier.
It is. We're on 76%. Only 3 days left to get that final 24%. And as I've had to remind everyone, I was a fool. I didn't go in for the 30 days so that I could extend it another 30. Now, I went in for the full 60. So in 3 days' time, this campaign ends either fully funded or not fully funded.
Yeah. You see, there's a whole psychological thing with the 30, where people are thinking that's they're going to finish and they'll back it. And I don't know if I'd completely buy into that myself. I think people kind of realise that because you get like DMs and people sort of like saying, "Are you going to extend it?" And you can get back and say, "Yes, of course I'm going to extend it." And then you'll get the one saying, "Are you going into demand?"
Yes.
So we want this to go into in demand. So guys, I mean, you see it popping up on Twitter that we keep sharing it for the next few days and see if we can push it. Are you going to be on anywhere promoting it in the next few days?
Not yet. I think it finishes Friday, and I've got a stream on my channel on Friday with Rich Perotta, because he's also got a book that he's just started a campaign for on Kickstarter. And if you don't know who Rich is, he's inked for Marvel and DC. He's worked on like Deadpool and X-Men and so many titles. Like, he's a real cool guy, so I'm happy to have him on the show. So I'll be plugging it then. I was on Peter Sametti's open mic night last night, which was fucking awesome. Absolutely awesome.
What time did you go in at?
I was literally the third person in.
Oh, yeah, because I was literally the third last person when I was on it. that was about 4:30 in the morning. I think I'd get on it, and then just not after me, but one after the second last. The last one on was Charlie. Charlie's London came on. So it's like, I was like, I can't remember anything about that night. I was so tired, but it was good fun.
Well, the thing was, I saw it come up in my recommendations. I was like, 2 o'clock in the morning. What time is it now? Oh, 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I think I can do it. So I just got into StreamYard as early as I possibly could, and I thought, I've got to be the first one here, which means I'll be the first one on. No, doesn't work that way.
Yeah, there you go. I'm not even going to read that out, but well, get on, Colin Mark. He was here. He did jump in at the end of last week's show, so drop him up and see if he is streaming before then. He tends to stream on Fridays and Saturdays, or doesn't he? Or whenever it takes his fancy.
Yeah, I mean, if worst comes to worst, I'll just try and fit in another extra live stream on my channel. I mean, that's better than nothing. But I mean, I've recently been on Wise Guys Entertainment recently, and that was awesome. That got me 3 more backers.
Yeah, you did all right on there.
That was great. Last night's open mic got me 2 more backers, and I know I was on someone else's stream. Oh yeah, of course, I was on Pop's CromCon Europe, and that got me an extra backer as well. So
cool.
It's all been good. I've been hitting it as hard as I can, and
I don't forget you got 1 extra backer here last week as well.
Yes, that's true. That's true. And I thought it might have been Pete, but it wasn't. It was some guy from Germany. So whoever that was.
Yeah, that's it. There's people that are watching that aren't coming in the chat.
Yeah. You are officially awesome, good sir.
I do know. I've got if I got it set up here so I can get all the stuff. I don't know if I do or not, because it streams to. It seems to be. StreamYard seems to be slightly odd tonight and not showing me what it normally shows me. But I stream to Twitch at the same time, and one person always watches on Twitch. They don't tell me who they are or anything, but there's one person watching on Twitch.
But they are awesome. That person on Twitch, awesome. You are awesome. We love you.
Yep. We watch your Wullie work on Spine. He sometimes does when he actually does some work. I've done tons of work today. I might fire something up. I just wasn't really in the mood for lining something up right now because you know what it is. Sometimes just the muse doesn't take you.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yep, but yeah. Anyway, that's cool. It's getting close. It's getting close. So let's kind of fingers crossed, and I can get punted over that finishing line.
Yes, it would be nice.
Here you go. I finally, after about 2 months, sitting at 69 backers, 70. I know who it was as well. I stuck on like another wee perk down here. Where is it? There it is, the postcard set.
Yes,
it was
yes,
originally an add-on, and somebody had missed it, and they DM'd me. So I made it a perk you could get on its own as well, and I'll just add it as if it's an add-on because some people missed it.
Nice.
But yeah, so that's there, and I'm going to show you that. So oh, hang on, I nearly removed you. That's not right.
Don't want to do that.
Don't want to do that. I'm going to show you this perk.
And Pete says Lucifer looks sharper tonight. Haircut, sir? Yes, funnily enough, about 2 hours before, I was in the bathroom with some clippers going, right, it's time.
That's a deadly thing to do.
Oh, yeah, I fucked it up once or twice before. I'm sure I'll fuck it up again as well.
Oh, there you go. Master of the 3-minute pitch.
Oh, thank you, Adams. Thank you very much. I do take a lot of pride in my pitching, as you can probably tell.
And yeah, hello, Twitch guy.
Yes, look at that. Let's show Twitch guys some love.
Right, okay, I'll big myself up for this. There we go. Okay, so can you see? It's a box. It's a little black box. And if I'll turn this light on that I had on earlier, when you open up this little black box, you get the postcards inside the little black box.
Nice.
With a pair of these, because one of the postcards CD. So you're getting these postcards, which are suitable for framing, and none of that flimsy rubbish. And they're proper postcards as well. If you actually just want to send them to somebody, you can't just send them to somebody. Because you get postcards and you're like, oh, that's nice, they're wee collectibles, but technically they're not postcards.
No, they're mini prints, aren't they?
Yeah, they're mini prints. So yeah, Pete, you don't need to worry because you've already got those postcards. Just in case you're thinking you don't need to, you're already sorted for these. They're in your tier. There you go. And they've turned out rather nice, I think. So you get all three of the dark covers. You've got the Tatty Pokemon Wants You, which is a print everybody's getting as well now, so you get a nice speed postcard of it. You get that in 3D with the specs in this one here.
Nice.
And there's a good chance that after we've finally got to Stato's stretch goal, we're getting there. We're easing our way up towards. There's a good chance that once we get past there, there's room for more in here.
Oh, so lovely!
Something to look forward to.
Oh, they look great, yeah. And I do love getting a little black box in the mail.
Indeed. Oh, I look so bright now. Get that. What have I got behind me? Oh, there's John Wayne behind me. Yep, he's always there. A bottle of whiskey. Been watching the old Avengers.
Oh, lovely.
And John Steed.
Nice.
Changes. I know. I'll tell you what, it's awfully small. that's the only thing that for us. But yeah, it just kind of worked. It's not quite as impressive as a comic, but it's there. You know, they are indeed. Yeah, I went for proper sort of like proper postcard. The kinds you used to get on the wee rack. You know, when we were allowed to go on holiday back in the day.
Nice.
Yeah. Right, so I'll whack that back up again. Elsa Dark, that's not bad at all. But like I say, it's in demand. It's not going anywhere. I'll get everything done in May and then posted out in June. That's my plan because I'm starting my next campaign in July. I'll start teasing that with you guys over the next few weeks. I mean, you know the Tatty Pokemon and Tales of Mystery, but I'll start teasing other stuff that's going to be in it over the next few weeks. And Adam's do some work on it while I'm here. But yeah, this is the one. If you could, even if you don't back it, just please give it a wee boost on social media and let people see it.
Yeah, that would be really great.
Like you say, an angel in a killer's dress, because it's proper outlaw comics, grindhouse, 70s exploitation, 90s exploitation, all that stuff together. It looks fantastic.
Oh yes, and it's a story with layers. It's not just a plot-driven thing; it's a character-driven thing. You're gonna have fun. You're gonna have fun, and if we do well, this will be the first book in 5.
5. Oh, lots of layers. Big giant onion.
Yes. Oh yes.
Big giant onion. I we might end up talking about Captain America because you got the T-shirt. Is that the John Byrne? Is that a John Byrne one? What one's that? Or is that just the? Oh, I can't see it.
It's just the logo of like I think there's like a little bit of Kirby and Byrne on there as well. This was something like there used to be one of those subscription boxes called Comic Block, and it went bankrupt. But this was like one of the T-shirts that came in it, and like it's getting a bit worn. But I saw it earlier, and I was like, wow! I saw the thumbnail for tonight's show. I better put it on.
If I'd thought about it, I'd have put my Captain America T-shirt on. But it was, But hey, what's worse? Both of us turned up with the same thing on. That's pretty sad. That's as if both of us opened up the show with sun specs on. What would that be?
I know, right? People would just think, hold on.
I know. I saw something I got today. No, not today. It was on Saturday. Every day's kind of running together for me. Hang on a minute. I'm going to tie this back a bit. I know. No, I was at the Tesco or one of the local kind of like supermarkets that we're allowed to shop in for about an hour on our own, not as couples, before they chip us and throw us out. And so I was in there and I saw the first part of one of these part works. They bring them out. You buy the first part for like $1.99, and you get the next part, and then you subscribe. And every now and then when I see them, it's like I will buy the first part or something because it's quite a good one. So I did. It's a DC one that they brought out.
Oh, sweet!
So it's $1.99, and it's got all the Neil Gaiman's Batman stories on it.
Oh, fuck yeah!
Get into your Co-op or your Tesco or whatever tomorrow, and get yourself a hardcover for $1.99. Which has got pretty much it's got Alan Grant's Clayface story for the Batman annual, and it's got Neil Gaiman's Whatever Happened to the Caped Crusader and his other stuff. So it's proper quality for $1.99.
I like those series. Like they started one for Deadpool a couple of years ago. Deadpool All Killer No Filler. And like the first one was 99p, and it was a hardcover of Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe.
Yep.
And then the second one was like $6.99, and then after that they're 10 quid each. But it's so worth the money. Like I'm only about halfway through it now. There's going to be like 80 issues altogether, and when you put the spines together, it's all these different pictures of Deadpool dressed as different Marvel characters, but done really badly.
That sounds good. Yeah, this one's got a big DC Universe thing. I don't know if I tend not to buy into them because I've got most of them already as graphic novels. I was looking at it and going, I've got the floppies, but I don't have reason just to pull off the shelf and read.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The second one's like a Harley Quinn one, but it is like, it's Amanda Connor, so the artwork will be good. Third one is like the Alan Moore Superman stories. So.
Oh, nice.
So that's a good thing. And then it's Greg Rucka Wonder Woman, which is pretty mediocre, I think. So I don't think I'll be subscribing, but I might end up just buying the third one to get the Alan Moore stuff in wee hardcover.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Share that. $1.99. All good stories.
Right.
We'll talk about a bit of Captain America then, because I thought let's quickly do this, talk about that, and get us going, because it is on the thumbnail. So we kind of should. Not only is it on the thumbnail, but I did a Google search for Captain America Madbomb, and my thumbnail came up as one of the main images.
Oh, nice.
So I was like, that's odd, because surely it's, going to be the top. And then I thought maybe people just aren't searching for Captain America Madbomb. It's like, why not? Why not? Have you read any of the Captain America stuff that Jack Kirby did in the 70s? In fact, what's your history with Captain America?
My history of Captain America is a bit ropey, you know, like I've picked up like the odd issue here and there and read through it. More often than not, whenever I read like a Captain America story, it was normally Captain America teaming up with someone else like Ghost Rider, or it would have been like Marvel versus DC, where you got Captain America teaming up with Batman to try and figure out how to solve the problem they were in. But funnily enough, I remembered a little bit earlier before I cut my hair, that it was like, oh yeah, Madbomb. So like I had a look and I got like a graphic novel of Captain America and the Falcon, and Madbomb is the first issue in that. So I read that and I was like, shit, I don't have time to read the other stories, and it looks like this bleeds into other fucking issues. So I've read the first issue of the Madbomb story.
Right. Well, that's kind of all you need to read to get that. That's the best issue, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
As far as the Madbomb story is concerned, the rest of it just gets weird and bonkers. It's an incredible run, especially if you're a kid in the 70s, which I was when I first read it. I did this very quickly, so I don't even know what whoops, that's the last one. I'm starting from the top. Okay, spoilers. Yes. That was a cover. Madbomb. It can destroy the world, and this was Jack Kirby, who had left Marvel years earlier, gone to DC, created the New Gods, Mr. Miracle, the Demon, Commandy, lots of great characters for DC. He was now back at Marvel, and he refused to do Fantastic Four or any other characters that he'd been associated with, except for Captain America. So he came back on Captain America. And he did what Jack Kirby would, of course, do, completely ignored everything that had gone before and just started as if he was writing a brand new Captain America story from when he left it. This annoyed a lot of readers.
Yes, I can imagine.
It also annoyed a lot of people at Marvel who were like sort of like the bullpen at Marvel in the 70s were these young kids, and they were all looking at Jack Kirby as being past it. You know, especially his writing was old-fashioned. His writing was old-fashioned. His writing for, yeah. But these are amazing comics. They are just like, they stand up to the test of time as pop art, the way that a lot of the comics that were done before them don't, you know, by the other creators that people were lauding as being, you know, the ones that you should be reading. Visually, they're almost abstract at times because he was getting on in years. His drawing style was getting more and more kind of like baroque and strange and abstract and cubist-like. Some people just didn't like it. I loved it like, pretty much from the moment I saw it. I brought these two. These are the first two covers of his run. The second one has an ape-like creature, not an ape, close enough. So that's why I've got it there. That's how you want to see. That's been in so many T-shirts and posters. They isolate Cap from that, take everybody else out, and kind of like and use that image because it's incredible. And it's inked by John Romita Senior. So John Romita, kind of like Joe Sinnott, he smoothed out Kirby a little bit. Kirby's anatomy, he didn't give a shit really about anatomy. He had his own way of drawing fingers and knees and everything else. A shorthand that get weirder and weirder as years went on. The second cover, it doesn't look like a Romita ink one. It's looking more like Mike Roy or Chick Stone or something like that. But they'll be more slavish towards Kirby's pencils, which are very blocky. So it's good when you see different inkers working there and you kind of get their style coming through.
Yes, because inkers are like the unsung heroes when it comes to comics. We often ignore what they do, but like they really do help bring shit to life. Yeah.
Peter Wright, he's got those little Stato wings on as well. They did the very first film. They had what they thought was the original kind of Kirby design when they were actually just taking the piss out of Captain America. You know, they had him in the
Did you mean the 1990 Captain America where he had like the fake ears sewed into the side?
Oh no, not that one. Oh god, we'll talk about that later. That's a good idea. We'll bring that one up.
Yes, please do, because I fucking love that movie.
Yeah, I was talking what's his name? Chris Evans, that plays on
the first Avenger.
Yeah, so they give him this costume, and it's got the sticky ears now, and it's meant to be comic, sort of like this is like if we'd made the Jack Kirby and Joe Simon one authentic on the screen, it wouldn't work, and this is our proof as to why it wouldn't work. That's bullshit. They were essentially just shitting on the work of those two artists, Joe Simon and Jack Kirby. I don't care what they say, and making it something to be laughed at. It worked within the film thematically, but as a fan of these old comics, they were just, I thought they were just crapping on the legacy. Pardon my French. I usually leave all the swearing up to Lucifer or Stato. You can't stop him once he gets started. Yeah, it was. I watched that film. I think I watched it about 3 times in a row when I rented it for the video rental show. Because it was like...
It's a glorious mess.
It's an amazing film. It's like... It's incredibly close to some of the stuff that they do in the Marvel one as well.
Yes.
And those people who say it's not, no, it really is. But it's Albert Payne with not much of a budget. Maybe enough of a budget to go to Italy or Spain or wherever they filmed it, because they just went to really nice locations.
Yeah.
And so we'll talk about that later on. That's fantastic.
Yes. I've got a fun little factoid about that later on, actually.
Oh, cool. It is weird. The classic art is less detailed, but far more emotive than more recent. Yeah, totally. I think I'm trying to do that. The reason I'm kind of going back and looking at a lot of Kirby stuff right now is because I'm trying to get an aesthetic in my head, so that when because I'm drawing this Chaplin and Stan Laurel story right now, so there's not much happening as far as drawing on Ailsa Dart's concerned right now. It's all planning and that kind of stuff. So I'm planning out double page spreads, and Kirby was a master of this kind of stuff. But whereas I was doing them before, and I was thinking about 1970s creators that did like horror comics, this time I'm thinking of Kirby, because I want the 3rd issue to just kind of like punch you in the gut once you get into it. So by the time you get into page 8, 9, 10 onwards, it's just like it's going to be coming at you like a freight train. So that's why I'm looking at a lot of Kirby, because his work is kind of like it comes at you.
Yes, so energetic, so dynamic.
Yep, exactly. So, I should have thought this out. Hang on a minute, I need to turn on all my layers. I seriously just put this together 10 minutes before I came on. That is the Madbomb. There's a double page spread that shows you what the Madbomb is, or what the big version of the Madbomb is. It's called Big Daddy.
Yes.
These are the things that folk would laugh at and go, oh, God, he's going to call it Big Daddy. And but you see, when you're like 12, 13 years old, 10-year-old, but kids are sitting reading this, boom, sticks in the head, know exactly what it is. It's an electronic brain that looks like a human brain. It's designed to be like a human brain. And in the Madbomb, what it does is it just makes people go crazy. It's just such a simple idea that he's using. Here you see Big Daddy there, the Big Daddy Madbomb, and the Falcon's about to go and... Is he going to deactivate it? I don't know, I don't want to spoil it in case anyone wants to get the graphic novel. But the first time that we see it being used, we're introduced to Captain America and the Falcon about to be served some Java by the Falcon's girlfriend, who previously, I think, as far as I can see, and she's like, okay, I'll meet you this one time. Typical 70s feminist, but you make it your own from now on. So they're having an arm wrestling match, and it turns into a real fight, as you can see. The Falcon especially gets a wee bit of the old kind of like racial tensions coming to the fore here between him and Captain America. And there's a lot of that in it. All the way through, there's this kind of like thing where they continually mention, sort of race and all, but in a very broad, in-your-face kind of way. I quite like that. And as Jack Kirby's also writing 70s jive talk for the Falcon. Yes. And not just the Falcon, some of the other characters, just street characters, talk that way. Doesn't quite get it right. He was let down by Marvel because the younger editors should have said to him, maybe we'll change this or that, but no, they didn't. So some of it's a bit, what? But as the years have gone by, it just looks more like a product of its time. So that's quite cool. It's actually very, very pertinent to today as well.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
The kind of like the There's a nice double page spread for you. That's fantastic.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, I'm ripping that off for Real So Dark. I tell you now, might not be the same, but it's going to be very, very like it. And there's another one that's fantastic one there. Looks even better in newsprint, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, fucking right.
But yeah, this whole idea of like the villains in this, they're not like the Red Skull or anything like that. The villains in this are the elite. So yeah, and they link back to the British, sort of like because this was done in lead up to like the bicentennial year in America. So it was quite like issue 200 of Captain America, and there was this big tabloid bicentennial special that Jack Kirby brought out as well. So that was going to link up to all of that. So they had the bad guys were the elite, essentially just these really rich, horrible people who, well, you'll see them. I already spoiled them, I think. I'll show you. Oh, that's just a cool page.
Oh, look at that.
Jack Kirby architecture. Doesn't look anything like real buildings in New York. Doesn't matter.
No.
Jack Kirby architecture.
That shot of Falcon is amazing.
It is, isn't it? It's like, people were saying that Jack Kirby didn't know what to do with the Falcon. He did. He just turned them into Fred Williamson. That's pretty much what he did. There you go. As Pete Bakewell has just said. That's it. My thinking exactly. And also, people would criticise the female characters that Jack Kirby would draw because they'd say, "Oh, they're not pretty enough." No, they were powerful. They were strong women that you drew.
Yeah.
Great stuff. But yeah, I put that there because that's typical of a Kirby sort of like. Is that Wakanda? No, it's New York. No, it's Washington. It's not Wakanda. But he did create Wakanda. Now, what really appealed to me as a kid was that this had the Kill Derby in it as well. The story just stops to have Captain America and the Falcon get caught up in what is essentially rollerball on roller skates with flamethrowers. So, how do you make rollerball better? No, it's not roller skates. It's skateboards and people with flamethrowers.
That sounds like Rollerball if it was directed by Lucio Fulci.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's pretty much what it's like. So yeah, it's just loads of ideas, weird stuff happening. It's not particularly well written. It's not. I mean, as much as I like Kirby, but some of it really does it hits you and kind of goes, "Oh, I know what he's doing here." So his best run in the 70s when he went back to Marvel was the Eternals. But the issues he has after Madbomb, which I'm not talking about tonight because I might read them some other night, are actually my favourite issues. And they've got so many monsters in them and stuff. That's why they're kind of my favourite issues. But yeah, I've just got on the internet and grabbed this because this is like the Freedom Freaks. Now, this is the whole idea that people who are up for free speech and freedom are freaks, and so they're basically cast as such and they're shown as such, and then you have like the Big Brother sort of thing on the screen there, and then the people, the crowd. Like I say, it's very broad, but it doesn't go away as far as pertinence is concerned. It's the sort of thing that actually doesn't age. So what's behind what he's doing doesn't age. yeah, he would have. There are kind of zombies like things in this as well. So it's not quite Fulci, but yeah, Billy's Falcon, bit more shark. Yeah, so yes, that's why I grabbed that, because I was kind of flicking through it again just this evening because I was just having a chilled evening, put my feet up. I was flicking through. I've got the 2 paperbacks. I've got all the issues bar one. There's one I don't have. And the floppies, and I don't have the Treasury edition. I never managed to get my hands on that because I was a kid. There was no comic shops at that time. It was like you were sitting there, you couldn't use it, and you'd pull out a box of comics, and me and my mates would be rummaging through them.
Oh, the good old days.
Good old days. It's bad guys, as you see, they're all dressed up like as if it's like 200 years earlier under the British. the plot here, the main plot, the sort of the story, that the linchpin of the story is that this guy's ancestor was essentially a traitor, right? He was going to go and help the British, but he was foiled by another guy, a Mr. Stephen Rogers, who just happens to be, of course, Steve Rogers' ancestor. Kirby didn't put too much thought into that. It's like, Stephen, that'll do. And then he drew a page 20 minutes later, because that's what he did. He drew pages in about 20 minutes. So he's actually wanting to have revenge on Captain America because of what happened to his ancestor. So that's the kind of whole personal kind of part to it here, which led you to the spoiler. This is not quite sure the whole thing, but he's got the 2 pistols here, and he wants them to essentially, fight, and Cap's up for it. If he got the guts to do it, sort of thing. And so it's a standoff over there, and does the guy have the guts to do it? That's the whole thing. And I was also looking at reviews and retrospective sort of things on it, people getting it completely wrong and saying it's very anticlimactic. Not anticlimactic at all. The Falcon gets all the big action stuff, and Cap gets the emotive stuff, and he gets to do the wee bit of the preaching at the end. It's exactly how it should be. And it's not anticlimactic. It's actually, it does give you a conclusion. There's a conclusion to both the narrative and the character's narrative into the plot. So yeah, that's it. I just wanted to share that with you because it's one of these comics that doesn't get talked about as much as it should. They're bringing out a big omnibus in a couple of months, about 70 odd quid, which I've got pre-ordered, which has got all the Jack Kirby stuff in it. It's also got the letters pages in it, and the letters pages are full of people slagging him off. I don't know how Marvel do that. The bullpen really didn't like the fact that Kirby was back, didn't like his style, so they actually printed more critical letters than letters that were, liking what he was doing. But the years have been kind to this, I think, because it is very much it's even more 70s than the stuff that people thought was like cool then back in the 70s. Yeah. So that was it. That's me. That's my remembrance. Now you've read the first issue for the first time tonight. What were you thinking?
You know what? Kirby's writing may be old-fashioned. It may be clunky. Like when it comes to the details, when it comes to the dialogue, it's really clunky. Yeah. However, his techniques of compression work so well. He compacts so much into one issue. I mean, if you think about it, say like a 90-minute movie, maybe a 2-hour movie, you're going to have anywhere between 40 to 80 beats that need to be hit. Now, you try and condense that or compress that into like 18 pages, and most writers today will panic. They'll be like, you can't do that. That's impossible. You'd have to take out some of these emotional beats or whatever, or you'd have to take out some of the plot beats. You got to make that decision. Is it plot driven or character driven? Kirby did a fucking excellent job of compacting just as many beats into 18 pages. On that first page alone, we go from seeing an ordinary world for both Cap and the Falcon. And on that same page, we're given an inciting incident as well. And most people who write comics today, they won't get to the inciting incident till like about page 4, 5, 6, if you're lucky, kind of thing. So whilst there was a lot of problems in his writing, he was good at structure. He was really good at structure. His artwork, I don't think it's his best artwork, but it is still blinding. There are so many panels where I'm like, shit, if I was asked to draw that, there's no way I would have thought about drawing it the way that he did. There's quite a few shots where you see the back of Cap's head or the back of the Falcon. Like there's a wonderful bit where the walls are closing in and Cap sees the little button that he taps with his foot and the floor opens up and him and Falcon drop through it. Now, if I was drawing that, I would probably go for either a camera that's underneath them looking up as they fall, or a camera that's above them looking down as they fall. But it's a very flat shot, and it's mostly focused on the back of Cap and Falcon's head. But it works.
Yeah. It's very claustrophobic though as well, isn't it? Because that whole
Yeah.
kind of like page is very kind of claustrophobic.
And that's one of the things that makes him like such a good artist. He realized in that moment, it's like, well, those characters, they're going to be very claustrophobic in that.
Yeah.
So we need the reader to feel claustrophobic. So there's more panels to the page.
But he was also doing 2 monthlies.
Yeah.
Sometimes more than 2 monthlies a month. So that's about, we're talking about minimum, he was doing about 44 pages every month. It was
minimum. Yeah, which means that he's churning out anywhere between 5 and 9 pages a day.
Yeah.
Right. That's insane. I'm fucking lucky if I get 3 pages done in a week. You know?
I've been working on a panel for a week and a half for Charlie's book. It's just one panel. But I've laid out 10 pages, but this is one panel and I just keep going.
Yeah, well, I mean, like when I last spoke to Jake from 2000 AD, he was saying to me, like, how long does it take you to do a page? I was like, 2-3 days. And he was like, oh, God, I'm so glad to hear that. It means I'm not alone.
Yeah. Got like, only looks like 6 or 7 flat. Yeah, it's like the old process. It's flat colors. It just works, I think. Not too fuzzy.
You can apply like the hi-fi modern coloring to Kirby's work. It just wouldn't work. You need those flat colors, like the typical 4 colors that they used to use in the old days. That's what works with his style. Yeah,
Mystery Beginning. Yeah, the whole. I say to people, like I said before, if you want to learn what it is to write a superhero comic perfectly, read Kirby and Stan Lee's run on the Fantastic Four.
Yes.
Stick with it. Sit down with the first year or so where it's very much kind of like finding it's a monster book and it's finding its feet.
Yeah.
It's very much it's just family and their adventures, and it builds this entire world around them and the supporting cast and characters. You didn't mind when the bad guys came back. So when the Frightful Four came back, you were actually quite happy to see them. So it's the perfect template for how to put together something like a continuing monthly superhero comic. And the characters will change drastically from the first concept to what they are 100 issues later. Because Lee and Kirby were both aware that the characters, it happens all the time now, a new writer comes in, deconstructs, does their thing, walks away, the character's ruined for the next person, so they kind of have to reboot it and start again. They could tell stories and still keep the characters growing, but keep them true to what they were supposed to be. You know, which was amazing.
Yeah, the people who tend to write nowadays who focus on the deconstruction, they seem to neglect character arcs and how important character arcs are.
Totally. Right, I'm going to try this here. This will be rubbish because it's a rubbish old trailer I found, but just to get us onto
a trailer. I love a good trailer.
A trailer. What else did I buy actually? Stat was not here, but I bought this as well. I keep doing it. There's a couple of them that are so expensive I can't go out and get them. But I keep buying these EC books. I've now got like a I don't know, some kind of ailment, you know. Definitely got Johnny Craig fetish because that's what it is. Terrific books.
Funny enough, I got a book through today. I haven't got it to hand. It's called Only Death Can Save Us.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, funny you say that. You don't have it to hand. But I do.
Yes. Isn't it like a beautifully put together book?
Let's do it. Let's big me up a minute. It's amazing. It's got like a what's my that? I'll open a couple of pages. I think these are ones up. 4. Proper old school. Look at that colour and on my monkey. It's just like an old school Marvel comic.
Yeah.
And it's a matte paper as well. I'm so happy to see that. It's got that kind of it's substantial. It's not like flimsy. It's not like newsprint, but it's a matte. So it really looks like an old school Bronze Age comic.
Yes, and the cover stock is beautiful. And you know, I've bought so many modern comics, and you just open it up and you read it. This is the first one in a long time where I opened it up and went, oh, the smell. And I just stuck my nose in the middle of the book, and I was like, "Oh, I've missed that kind of smell, man."
Yep. Yep. It's got it's just fun seeing it. It's not in glossy paper. I mean, mine's on silk paper, which is it's not really glossy, but it's coloured to be on that paper. So I'd tweak my colouring if I went to that stock. But it was really I'm thinking of that stock for something else I'm working on.
Well, I mean, like I was going to go for silk papers, but after like receiving Russ's book today, I was like, shit, I may have to give him a quick message and be like, dude, give me the exact specifications of the interiors that you used.
Yep. World Comics Review, yes. I've seen them. I bought one. I bought the one that's affordable. I'll be honest, there's one thing about these Fantagraphics have dropped the ball a wee bit with their quality control, and it looks like they've only got one size of slipcase that they're doing. So it comes with like some cardboard inside to stop the books from rattling. You don't want that in a high-end slipcase in books. No. So for all the ones I got with the Peanuts collection, none of them had that problem. So even if one of the other ones comes at a half decent price, I don't know if I'll go for it because I've already started buying the books individually. But yeah, I was a wee bit kind of it's not great. But I solved my problem. I took one of the books out and put one of the thicker books in, sorted, and they all fitted really well. Because they're not the case isn't completely tailored to the books that are in it. It's like a generic EC, so sorted.
Awesome. Fantastic, Pete. I hope you enjoy the movie as much as I did, because admittedly it's not going to be for everyone.
I think we're all going to be doing that, although I'll probably be the last one, because you did say Kevin Smith, and that kind of put me off. Nothing against the guy, but
no.
just didn't do it for me,
Oh, that's fair enough. Each their own.
That's not to say I wouldn't buy a Kevin Smith or Rob Liefeld comic if they ever did one.
Oh, hell yes.
That would be a dream nightmare come true. Right, what am I doing here? Right, I'm sharing this and I'm turning this share audio. It's weird that I was on your Christmas show. I was the only person that knew how to do this. It's good night there. I forgot there, but I knew then. Right, let's see if this actually works. Yes. If the sound, I need to turn the sound up.
Evening, Commie Mark.
Evening, Mark. Yeah. Right, let's look at this.
Where'd you get your guinea pig? Happens to be the best damn candidate out of 600 volunteers.
A secret experiment gave one man the strength of 100.
The rest of the world, he's just codenamed Captain America.
And the power to save millions.
The Jerry's got an experimental rocket ready to fire at a target somewhere in the United States.
Only he could defeat a superhuman madman.
A fella called the Red Skull heading up their outfit. All we can hope to get in there is one good man.
That's the Italian Red Skull, not the German one.
Trapped in an icy grave until fate released him to finish a battle started decades ago.
Yeah, he's still alive. We don't know where he is or who he is.
Now, an evil genius is on the verge of global domination.
Captain America, you gotta help us.
And only Captain America can stop him. Johnny Cox, Ned Beatty, Darren McGavin, Kim Gillingham, Scott Holland as the Red Skull, and Matt Salinger as the Marvel Comics hero, Captain America.
Oh, there you go, guys.
I've got that movie on DVD. I fucking love it, especially the fact that in it, Captain America's main superpower is to go, I don't feel well, and then steal a car.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
That's right in a run.
but did you know Matt Salinger, the guy who plays Captain America in that, he's J.D. Salinger's son?
He is indeed. Yeah. I know.
I didn't know that for years.
No, I remember reading that in either Starlog or Starburst at the time. I've been very impressed because why wouldn't you be? You know, but
fucking
he
right.
was. You know what? I do like that movie. Have you ever seen the director's cut?
No, I've got the director's cut and I haven't fucking watched it yet. And that's going to be a beautiful day when I do.
Oh, I don't know though, because I don't know if they've just cobbled it together for an old VHS or something. You know?
Oh, probably. The DVD release was a VHS rip.
That was. I know that was. I was like, what is this? In fact, if I could find a scar lead, my old VHS would look better than the DVD that I've got.
Yeah, probably. Although I think in the US, don't hold me to this, but I think in the US they've actually put it out on Blu-ray.
Oh, have they? Yeah.
Yeah, as far as I know, they have. But like I said, take that with a pinch of salt.
All right. I haven't watched all of it. I've watched some of it though. Yeah. No shield, just a revolver.
Yeah, I watched that serial when I was about 6 years old. And it was awesome.
I was a bit older. It wasn't that awesome. I stuck with a couple of episodes. I went, that's enough. I've had my education for this series. I can't go the old series unless there's Buster Crabs in it. It's like the Flash Gordons and the Buck Rogers and that. They're always different every other episode. But
yeah,
no, I couldn't go with that. Was it more than one? I think there might have been. But he was a scorpion. Was that the bad guy? He had a hood.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So they never had the Red Skull or anything like that in it for some strange reason.
Well, it's like around that time they did Batman serials as well. And none of them had like the Joker or Riddler or Penguin. It was just fucking gangsters. Yeah. It was great. Yeah. Especially as Batman's ears couldn't stay up straight. They were just flopping.
Yeah, and his tights were all curly and just, it was like Nora Batty.
Yes.
Nora Batty tights. Yeah. That's one for any Americans that are watching on Facebook or maybe she on Twitch. I don't know.
Oh, nice.
Right. That's kind of stuff. I used to do all that kind of stuff. Nowadays, that's too much work. But we got them on the telly. They would show them during like the school holidays.
Yeah.
The problem was.
Oh, hello. Oh, what's going on here? Is it just me? Wullie's frozen. Either that or I'm the one that's frozen. Uh-oh. Guys, if it's Wullie who's frozen, please let me know in the chat. Because hopefully it's not me. Don't worry, I have prepared for this moment. At least I think I have. I'm fine. Cool. So I'm still live. It's Wullie who's frozen. Okay. Well, hopefully Wullie will sort himself out. I'm going to have to filibuster until Wullie joins us back. I mentioned to Pete on Twitter that I have pulled out some more preserts. So you got a choice. You got a choice, guys. Whilst it's just me, I can either grab my guitar because it is literally just there, and I can play you a couple of ditties, or you can see some pre-cert VHS video nasties. Oh, lovely. I kind of want to save them for when Wullie comes back, but you guys are just going to have to let me know. Oh, Wullie's in the chat. He says, tell them the one about the Scotsman, Englishman, and Irishman. I'll tell you what, guys, I'll get the preset out. Oh, hold on. Not My Monkey says, I can't help thinking comics have evolved too far and have missed the core and essence of what makes a great story. You know what? I do kind of agree with you on that one. Like, there are still some comics that come out that are really good, really heartfelt stories, really deep and well-told stories. But it hasn't been for a while. I can't say it's any of the stuff they've been releasing the past few years. Oh, we got Adam saying guitar, and we got Pete Bakewell saying videos. I tell you what, let's do both. I'll start with the videos because they're closer. So remember last time I pulled out like about 5 pre-cert Video Nasty VHS? Well, I got another 5 here. Starting off with this one of The Evil Dead. Look at that. Unfortunately, this is an original case that it's in, but it's clearly come from someone who smoked heavily whilst they originally owned this before I got hold of it. I actually managed to get this quite cheap. It was on my birthday one year. Now, with this particular pre-cert, I may have mentioned this before. There were 2 versions, both with this cover. One had a yellow label and one had a red label on the actual tape. So you'll see that mine has a yellow label. And the difference was the ones with the yellow label didn't have any trailers before the film, whereas the one with the red label had a trailer for Basket Case and Eraserhead and something else, but I can't remember what it was. And the red label ones were actually considered to be really rare. Now, this one has a yellow label, but it was meant to have a red label because there are trailers for Eraserhead and Basket Case in front of the film here. So I don't know how rare that makes this one, but still a really great one to have in your collection. This next one is actually my first ever pre-cert Video Nasty VHS, Revenge of the Boogeyman. Oh, hello. I think Wullie's back.
Good catch there. You're doing well, my man. Yeah, I did warn you about this a couple of weeks ago.
Yes,
it's
you did.
Been great. It's been terrific. And then my Mac updated the OS this afternoon, and now it's back to doing it again. I just shouldn't have bothered updating. That's it. Just never update. But yeah.
Hey, that's cool, man. I had a contingency plan in place. Unfortunately, it means you guys are going to have to wait till next time that happens for me to bring out the guitar.
That's what I was saying, because I did manage to jump on the iPad. Just to let you know, I said my Mac crashed. I believe I said, yeah, my Mac crashed. Yeah. Sing a song for them, Lucifet. And tell them the one about the Scotsman, Englishman, and Irishman. There you go. Just in case
that's
you
the
ran
one
out
that I saw. No, it's all right. I came prepared. See, maybe a bit later. If Wullie starts getting some colouring and stuff, I can give him some backing music.
Get a nice catch. Yeah. Nah, I don't think so.
He still wants a song. But now Wullie has to join in. Oh, that's interesting.
All right, okay. Right. Well, what we'll have to do is we'll have to find a karaoke one that's copyrights we're allowed to do. You know, so no, it can't be this evening.
No.
Because you never know. I'm guessing we're fine showing the trailer for that Captain America because let's face it, guys. The DVD that you buy is a rip of the VHS, and they get away with that. So I don't know.
Was it Canon who made that Captain America?
It was. Yeah, it was Canon that did it.
So as long as Canon don't give you a copyright strike.
I know.
How weird would that be, getting a copyright strike from Canon? It would be like if Chesney Hawkes sued you for covering I Am the One and Only.
Quite good though, because you probably get a book and a movie and a documentary out of that alone. Yeah. You know, my fight with Canon. Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah. I'm so glad I'm not using Windows and stuff. I know the Mac's nuts at times, but at least it's singularly nuts across the iPad and everything else. You know. So we were talking about the movie. The movie's good. Albert Pyun. We will eventually get there. We are slowly working our ways towards Albert Pyun, one of the great unsung B/Z movie directors of the video age, and we're slowly getting there. So what were the videos you showed them?
Well, I have
enjoyed the night.
I have 5, and I started off with this lovely one of The Evil Dead, and I was explaining how this preset.
Yep.
How there's the red and yellow label.
Yep.
And this one's the yellow label, but it should have had the red label because it's got the trailers for Eraserhead and Basket Case right in front of it, which is meant to be only for the red label.
I remember you told us before. I can't remember. I think I said red was. I can't remember what label mine had.
Yeah.
But I shifted it for a lot of money, so I was happy.
Oh, nice. This one's my first ever pre-cert Video Nasty VHS. I got this for 10 quid off eBay, free postage.
Revenge of the
Yes, I've only ever seen Boogeyman. I haven't seen Revenge of the Boogeyman because all the DVDs that you can get are this weird re-edit that they've done where they've taken out a lot of the original stuff. So the only original cut of the film is the pre-cert VHS. And that's what got me started going, you know what? I've always loved Video Nasties. Maybe I'll try and get all the pre-cert VHS.
Yep.
And unfortunately, that mission it hasn't gone very well.
No, that's a tough one because the people that have them are going to hang on to them until they die.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's like there could be in some garage sale. Somebody will come across them in a garage sale for a dead cheap and go, oh my God, and buy them. But,
and that's the thing. There's 5 pre-cert Video Nasties that are just super, super hard to get. Yeah. And that's I Spit on Your Grave, Cannibal Holocaust, Gestapo's Last Orgy, Faces of Death, and Snuff. Those are the hardest ones to get hold of.
Gestapo's Last Orgy, that was just denied again, wasn't it, recently?
Yeah.
The last year or so.
Because 88 Films were going to put it out on DVD and Blu-ray, and the BBFC said you'd have to cut out so much stuff there literally wouldn't be a movie. So no, it's staying on the banned list.
Yep, they'd have put it in context as well with documentaries and stuff, and yeah, that's probably complete. I've never seen it. It's probably complete garbage though. It's just the worst film ever.
I've seen it. It is not a good movie.
No, right. I may have to watch it at some point. What's that there? I know that one.
Contamination.
Yeah,
which is great. I love the Arrow Video Blu-ray of this movie.
I've got I think it was a Blue Underground that had that out before. I think I've got the DVD of that. Yeah.
Yes, and it's such a fun little Italian rip-off kind of thing. This all just mentioned how much we all love Cannon. Yes, fucking right. Cannon's awesome.
Yeah.
where would we be without the two Chucks?
They're awesome and terrible at the same time because they got the rights to Superman with Superman 4 and they slashed the budget. They pretty much destroyed that film.
Didn't they just?
In lots of ways,
Didn't they just? And I got this one of Madhouse.
Oh.
Which, funnily enough, once again, it's same cover, but there's 2 versions. There's a cut pre-cert VHS and an uncut pre-cert VHS. This is the uncut pre-cert VHS. Right. I had to pay a little bit extra for this one because this one is not easy to come by.
They didn't really try hard with some of their covers, or did they?
No, they didn't.
They just didn't. They just got a couple of really grainy stills, blew them up.
Yeah, and I still love the cover for Driller Killer, even though that's not exactly the most well put together cover. But it's you know what you're getting with it.
It's not a choice. It's like that's all we've got in the movie visual. So here we go. Should I bring up well, that's a good question. Have you?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. And this is the 5th pre-cert that I managed to dig out because Gestapo's Last Orgy. Which, funnily enough...
That's funny enough, very sedate cover.
It is, isn't it? And I actually... this was the cheapest of my pre-cert Video Nasties. It cost me fuck all. Because there was a guy that I met in a second-hand shop, and when I went in there, they had it was mostly DVDs and CDs and Blu-rays and stuff.
Did he have a bowler hat and a Charlie Chaplin mustache on, or by any chance?
No.
So go in his coat and pull it out and go.
He did have the twiddly villain mustache. He did look like he just tied a girl to the train tracks, right? And he had a few VHS and stuff, and I found a copy of Traces of Death in there, and I was like, hey man, how much for this this isn't the sort of thing that I normally like to keep in my collection, but I know how hard it is to get this. And then I was like, don't suppose you got any pre-cert VHS? And he just went, God bless you, sir, God bless you. Not here, but I have one. It's the Gestapo's Last Orgy. And I was like, oh my God, how much? And he said, well, you seem like a collector. Do you have a copy of a film called The Angel's Melancholy? And I was like, actually, yes, I do. And he was like, would you be willing to trade it?
What are the chances of that?
I know, right? And he was like, would you be willing to trade it? I was like, yes. So we met up in a pub like an hour later, and he was like, here's your VHS. And I was like, here's your DVD, man.
Brilliant.
So I was like, rock on. One of the best finds I ever got. So I've now got one of the 5 hardest Video Nasty pre-certs to get. I just need to find the other fucking 4.
You might be lucky. One of them might just be coming through your at least the film and CDR if World Comics Review gets his way. Down, boy. You'll understand once you watch the movie.
I'm starting to get a hint.
Now, funny that we shall. Yeah, you'll find out our reviews maybe under other colour at some point. Should I bring up an image and show them what we're planning for?
I think you should.
Yeah. It's not going to be live, this guys, but it's not going to be in the next couple of weeks either, because probably in a couple of months' time, we'll do a whole load of them, pre-record them, and then start kind of like getting them up. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing like a series. This is the first one of it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So, we are going to work our way through the Video Nasties list and give you our own concise little kind of like 10, 15 minute the videos where we kind of like tell you our views on them, you know, put them in historical context, that kind of thing. And I forgot, let's see, what do I have here? Let's see, what have I got? There you go.
Oh,
yeah,
that was
episode 1 and episode 2 to look forward to. So we've already got the first 6 episodes sort of like lined up, not planned. We're just going to turn up on the night and we'll record them all. It's to get some pre-recorded stuff for the channel as well. Yes. That's a good idea. Very so we are going to be doing Wullie and Lucifer Storm's Video Nasties.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
It's only a movie.
I do have one question though, because for quite a while, people thought there were 74 titles on the list, and then they discovered there were only 72. And the 2 that they thought were on the list that weren't Video Nasties were Extro and Shogun Assassin. Will we still cover those movies in the series? It's a difficult one, isn't it?
It's a difficult one. I mean, I was thinking we just cover the ones that were prosecuted.
Oh, the 39.
But there's so many in the other kind of like the list, but not prosecuted. They're really good. So
yes,
I was thinking if we just limit ourselves to those to begin with.
Okay.
What are the chances we're going to get through them? And we might just change our mind because in a lot of cases, I'm going to have to rewatch some of these. It's been an awful long time.
Yeah, same here.
In 1 or 2 cases, like with the Gestapo there, I haven't seen it. So I'm going to have to source a copy. And I wonder how I'll do that. I've only got the internet to help me. So, I'll have to source a copy and have a wee look at it. So we'll throw that one way back. But that was in the first 39, wasn't it? That was one of the ones because that was a biggie.
Yeah.
But Shogun's Assassin.
I know, it's such a good fucking movie.
Yeah.
And the same with Extra. I think they're both great movies. It's like, but technically they're not Video Nasties. We just thought they were for some time.
No, technically, no. I think.
Let's just stick with the 39 for now and then just see how it goes.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. Got to cover Shogun Assassin. Just fix it with an explanation. We'll see. We might just do Shogun. We might just do Shogun Assassin. Hang on, it's happening again. Here we go. We might just do Shogun Assassin. One more time.
Lone Wolf and Cub.
Yeah, we might just do Lone Wolf and Cub on the show. Shogun Assassin. No, Shogun Assassin. We might just do that on the show, do that one night on this, or incorporate it into
because then we can cover
show.
the comic.
Yeah, we might just do. Oh, that's an idea. Yeah. Yep. We'll pull Stato in, and we'll kind of like cover the comic. That's the first issue that was lying about here the other day.
Oh, nice.
I've got no idea where I've put it. It's like the first comics, first edition of it. The Frank Miller covers that they had.
Yeah.
So that's the ones that I bought and read. If you haven't read any manga, because let's face it, most of it's like big eyes and weird things. Lone Wolf and Cub is a great starting place to start with manga. It's just an amazing comic book.
Yes, I second that motion.
It does play as a more kind of like a serious version of Shogun Assassin, which was adaptation of it. I'm just going to say that way, Shogun Assassin.
Hey, there you go.
We could very well do. Yeah, we could very well do. I watched Living Daylights. I'm going to watch License to Kill tomorrow.
Oh, I love License to Kill. That's my favorite Bond movie, and I haven't seen it for fuck knows how many years.
Strangely, we didn't mention it in our Vengeance special.
No, we didn't. That list could go on for fucking ever, though, because there's so many quality revenge vigilante movies. Like, I completely forgot about Savage Streets.
Yeah, and Vigilante.
Yeah, yes.
The William Lustig movie.
Yeah.
There's just obvious films that we did because we were trying to think out the box as well, weren't we?
Yeah, just a little bit. I like that little thinking out of the box.
I don't have any of my original Starbursts, but on the internet, what's that place where you get all the magazines? Internet
Archive
library.
Archive.org, isn't it?
Yeah, the archive. Yeah, they've got all the Starbursts up there.
Oh, great!
They're all there. If it's any issues that you want to go back and look over again, then they're there. Because I wanted to get the Flash Gordon one because I remember John Brosnan hating it and Alan Jones liking it, and they had both the reviews in. So it's quite good to go and read them again retroactively.
They also have quite a few issues of Cinema Sewer on there as well.
Yeah, and Gorzone and Fangoria. Yes. They're all in Starlog, I should say.
Starlog.
Actually, I'm turning into Sean Connery and what was that one he did with Wesley Snipes? Rising Sun.
Yes.
The white coaty thing going on there. I haven't watched that film since it came out. I saw that in the cinema. I don't think I've ever seen it since.
I haven't seen it since it was first released on VHS, and I found my DVD the other day, and I was like, when the fuck did I get this? Why haven't I watched it again since? Because I remember when it came out, I loved it, but I can't remember fuck all about the movie.
Yeah. There was a body in it.
Yeah.
Did Brosnan like anything? He liked Goldfinger. And I remember he weirdly likes some things about A View to a Kill because it was reminiscent of Goldfinger. I remember that as well. He didn't even like Star Trek because it wasn't serious enough. I loved John Brosnan's It's Only a Movie. There was the last thing in the magazine. You get to the very last page and there he would be just moaning. It's like this old guy he probably wasn't an old guy when he was writing it, moaning, and I just thoroughly enjoyed it because you got to know the writers that were writing for Starburst and these magazines back then, and none of them were shells, so they weren't writing stuff because they were going to be given kind of like passes to this or that, because that wasn't around then. It was like they were writing about stuff they really had a passion for. But Tony Crawley tended to be a bit pretentious. John Brosnan, pretentious and snobbish and didn't like anything that was popular. And Alan Jones tended to, he was the one that you could imagine him sitting there and he's dressed up as Frankenfurter watching a Dario Argento movie having a good time. That's how I always imagine. He was dead into disco music as well. Wrote a book on disco music, didn't he? I may be totally wrong about Alan Jones, but I think that's how I visualise him. I liked him. I liked his writing. I always felt he got the kind of camp qualities about things. And the subtext a lot better than a lot of the writers did. Excuse me. I should really stop my microphone when I do that.
I just love those old school magazines, man. They were fucking awesome.
Yeah, I mean, again, that was like, because that was after House of Hammer. Starburst came out just towards that. So they were put together for people that were like, how do we make money here? But how do we also do things that are kind of like in the zeitgeist, just about to happen? So the first issue had Star Wars on the cover,
Oh, nice.
What's that? Yeah. Remember that when you got a TV with a VHR in it, a VCR in it, and then you get a TV with a DVD player in it. It's like, and then you got a flat screen TV with a DVD player. Wow.
Yeah.
That was a future. Yeah. I'm thinking. Right. So, does he dress as Frankenfurter? Well, dance to disco music and watch Dario Argento movies. That's in my head. He does. If I get to meet him, I'll tell him that. I like Alan Jones.
This right first, but I always see it advertised, and I'm like, that just.
Tell you what,
like
we're going next year, mate. This after this lockdown.
Yes.
It's like, yeah.
Yes,
we're
I'm so fucking down for that, man.
Yeah. We'll find somewhere we can table up and we'll split the costs as well. We'll find a horror thing we can do and we'll split the costs and it's got to be done.
Yes. Hell yes.
Yeah, just go spend our money on getting photographs taken away. I don't know. Somebody who killed somebody in the movie.
This is one of the runners from the movie. He got the director coffee and there's a photo of us with him like, hey.
I know. So, I'm going to have a quick look at our campaigns again here.
Oh yes.
Just to bring them up so there's something on screen. While I do something else in the background. Because I'm not doing my work. Usually I'll start drawing here right now. Refresh on that because that never works. Now, you've got film strips in the back here, right?
Oh yes.
So do I. On the first issue, you can see down here.
Nice.
I went that way as well.
And see, you did something that I thought about doing and didn't, and that was to have sort of like panels from inside the book as individual frames of the film strips.
Yeah, that seems dead easy and simple to do, and it is dead easy and simple to do, but it got hellish because I kept going in and retweaking the panels. So every time I did that, I had to go back into the cover, which was done, and then kind of like have to tweak them again. And I think I showed the original version here, which didn't have those film strips in it. That's not it there. It had a werewolf in a girl's dormitory as the film, and they were on it. And I thought, that's too on the nose. So I didn't go with that. Yeah, so I use it all the way through. So I use it as like from her contents page as well. So I've got like I theme it all the way through with the film strips, just to remind people that she's a late night horror hostess. Because there's not a lot of that in the first storyline, or the second or the third. But there will be in the fourth. So I've got it all planned out. I watched the other night. I watched Eagle's Nest, the first televised episode of the New Avengers.
Oh, lovely!
Why did I think of that? Nazis in it, of course. That's why I thought of that. I don't know why I always think. In my head, I always think Peter Cushing's a baddie in it, but he's not. Of course, he's a goodie in it. But I always kind of imagine he's a baddie in it. Have you seen the New Avengers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My brother, who's still at the care home because of this pandemic and everything. Like when he comes home, like he gets very obsessive about what he watches. So for 2 years straight, all he would watch was Carry On movies.
Wow. Yeah.
And at one point he spent, it was like about 6 months just watching the new Avengers over and over again, because for his birthday we got him like the complete box set. And of course, like sometimes he'll sit down and watch stuff on his own, but a lot of the time he wants someone to watch it
Yeah.
with him. And you start getting into the episodes and you're like, this is fucking great. And then he starts talking over it and you're like, I'm trying to pay attention to this.
Yeah. I was like, well, I can't imagine having to sit through all the Carry On movies over and over again. But
Yeah, that one nearly sent my mother to the insane asylum. She snapped after a year, and I was like, I can keep going for another month, I reckon.
yeah, I saw it. That was the first. Excuse me. That was the first Avengers I saw. So that was like because they repeated all the ITC shows. You know, the Persuaders, the Protectors, all that kind of stuff. But they never repeated the Avengers until after the new Avengers was on. And then Channel 4 started repeating it after that, a couple of years after that. So that was my first kind of introduction to the Avengers. So it was kind of like getting so and bad reviews in the press, but I was loving it. It's like I'm a kid, and I'm like, what's wrong with this? It's got a good looking lassie doing kung fu. It's got John Steed being cool, and it's got Gareth Hunt. Doing his weird Aikido and karate or whatever, and it's got some brilliant episodes. Eagle's Nest being one of them. So I just put it in the other night. I just kind of thought I'm in a new Avengers kind of mood. I've not watched it for ages because I was watching these. You can see them here. They're kind of like the original Avengers with Emma Peel and John Steed. Yeah, George Lazenby's wife.
Awesome, man. Like I do that a hell of a lot. Just like all of a sudden I'll be like, I really need to watch this TV show again. Yes, the Nescafe advert.
Yep, the Nescafe adverts.
Like I said, my brother gets very because
is that the one that are going like that all the time? Nescafe.
Yeah. Because my brother's like condition, he gets very obsessive with things. So like I said, he'll watch stuff over and over again and not watch anything else. And one of the reasons why he watched the new Avengers so much is because he was obsessed with Gareth Hunt. And when it came to like Christmas time, we would be like, what do you want for Christmas? And he'd be like, you know that Nescafe advert with Gareth Hunt in it? I want that on DVD. And we were like, yeah, how do we explain this to you? That's not gonna fucking happen.
Yeah, that's we could probably make it work now if you tried, but you wouldn't want to now, would you? Wow, yeah, because that was all serious. Yeah, World Comics Review mentioned the Champions. The Champions was one of these ones that's great premise, but you kind of think if only they'd kind of like carried on with that show, they could have done lots of really cool things. But yeah, they were all filmed in like the same locations in the UK. But they were always flying to different places around the world and the backwater kind of stuff. It's great stuff.
The old TV shows are just fucking excellent. I can't get enough of them. Like, don't get me wrong, there are like a couple of like really good modern TV shows, but most of the time I'm like, I want to go back to the old stuff.
That's strangely appealing, I have to say.
Yes.
Is it like the Champions? Or I'm not going to go back there. Oops, here we go. Yep, that was so quick that I missed that one.
Oh, fuck, yes.
There was a clip talking about Bond and Gareth Hunt. There was a clip with the Professionals, with Bodie and Doyle. So we had Bodie, who pouted all the time. Did you notice that? He was pouted all the time. And I saw a clip somebody put out on Twitter the other day. They were both doing fire practice, and they're both pouting as they were shooting their guns. I was thinking, it was so funny. Thinking, so it must have been a thing to do. And that just reminded me of there because Gareth Flynn did that as well a little bit, but less so than name. But he was up for Bond as well, wasn't he? What's his name? That was Bodie. Collins. What's his name again? Should have had that last drink. Guys, help us out. Bodie from The Professionals. What was his name again? Lewis Collins.
There you go.
He could have been an okay Bond. But he didn't have much charisma. He was just kind of, he was all right, but didn't have charisma.
No. You need someone chock full of charisma to do Bond.
All right, I don't know. I like the Champions idea of it. I like the Diabolique. Bodie, Doyle. Yeah, no, Doyle was the other guy, the curly-haired one. Inspector, what's his name? Judge, somebody or other.
Oh.
Aye.
Yeah.
It's Lewis Collins guy. I've already they're already doing it. People. Hey, how you doing? Hello there. Damn it.
Hey, Peep. How you doing, man?
That wasn't your first one. Where did you go? What was your first one?
Peep. When are you going to do Phantom Volume 2?
Sorry, what was that you were saying, Lucifer?
I was just saying, Peep, when are you going to do Phantom Volume 2? Volume 1 is fucking awesome.
Yeah. We'll just sit here now until he tells us. Cowley was Gordon Jackson. Well, I'm typing Cowley in there. That's not what I do. Absolute wizard at this. So. Yeah, so. Nah, he's not answering you. Yeah, right, what are we doing? Oh, I'm doing this right now. Yeah, why not? Just in case anybody in the chat didn't know, People Circus has a book. It's awesome. It's a lovely little art book. I'll show you right now, but I have no idea where I've put all my stuff. It's a lovely little. It has little. It's a nice wee teeny art book. Look at that. 14 quid gets you the book, 2 zines, and 4 prints.
Bargain.
They're all sold out.
Oh shit! Good going, man. Good going. Selling all them out.
There's not much to show here. That these are the images from the book. Awesome. It's kind of like he's like Eddie Campbell and Simon Bisley Lovechild or something. So that's how good it is.
It is an excellent book, and the presentation when you receive it in the post is just it's excellent. Absolutely excellent.
It's lovely. Look at that. Just one more backer than Heels of Dark. So come on, guys, 70. And help this one out, might as well. But yeah, just in case anybody didn't know, it's great stuff. I think everybody chat knew, but I thought I'd bring that up anyway because it's still in demand. And it lets me bring up.
Oh, fantastic. I was saying a while ago, like, I want to see that kind of stuff that you do, Peep, in a comic. So knowing that you are working on a comic, fuck yes, man. Keep us posted on that. Keep us posted on that. I would love to get a copy when it's done.
Yep. It should do well.
Hell yes.
Yeah, I think, if memory serves me right, one of them had a Capri, one of them had an Escort, and Cowley had a Granada because he was grown up. But I might be wrong about that. I wrote a piece about Brian Clemens when I was at school. Write an essay about a writer you admire. And I went, right, Brian Clemens. So I wrote a piece about Brian Clemens and his work on the Avengers and on The Professionals. and also when these kind of like his late night horror shows, Brian Clemens presents, whatever they were called. It was something Friday Night Theatre or something or other. I can't remember what we're calling it, but dead scary stuff late at night. And I remember my English teacher being not particularly impressed. What does he know? You know?
Oh, teachers don't know nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. Carolina Granada. I remember a photo shoot, because I had a photo shoot with all standing in front of the cars, you know, sort of like that was how you did promotions back in the day.
Yes.
Before the internet. It would be in a newspaper, they're all standing in front of their cars, so you promote the show and product placement at the same time. Good stuff. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, because it's not going to be a long show tonight, because I think I'm going to call it a day in a few minutes.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because I've got the day jobs tomorrow to get into to do some stuff, and I think so does Pete in the chat. He's got a day job to go to tomorrow as well. So keep everybody up. Where is it?
We've all got shit to do tomorrow.
Where did I put it? Just talk amongst yourselves. I'll share that again while I'm looking, because Peeps never saw it. There you go. We're going to be doing a new series. In episode 3, there you go. You heard it here first. It's going to be The House by the Cemetery.
Oh, I so need to rewatch that one.
Now, I don't know. It's like, see when you update your OS on a Mac, it shouldn't do weird things, but it does weird things.
Oh, hello. Stato says, just got off work, popping in to say I'll listen to the replay. Have a great night, all. Hey, Stato.
Hey, Stato. We're going to be calling it a night tonight. See you on Thursday. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I think that must be House by the Cemetery or video on that. Pure filth, though. Yeah, yes, she is actually. That is the design for every single episode.
Yes.
So pretty much Mary will be joining us every night when we do that. Yeah. Why am I not finding that?
Some of these movies I won't need to rewatch, but I will anyway.
What about Absurd? When's the last time you saw that?
Oh, God, that must have been about 6 or 7 years ago last time I saw Absurd, so I definitely need to rewatch that one.
I haven't seen it since VHS. The last time I saw it was in VHS at the rental.
Fuck.
A particularly dodgy kind of rental shop where it wasn't even a legitimate version of it. It wasn't the one I normally talk about. It was a different one where it was like... Yeah. They had all the dodgy stuff up on the shelf for everybody to see. Didn't care about the police coming in and raiding them.
Oh, good on them. Good on them.
Good on them.
Pete, you'll want to watch the replay so that you can see some of the presets that I showed off earlier.
Yeah, I do one of those dives again. So, but where I managed to get kicked from my own streams, thanks to Apple. I was going for the thumbs for the other shows. I should have lined them up before I came on, shouldn't I, really? That's kind of the way you do these things.
Well, you don't have to do it that way. It's more fun when it's done this way.
This way. Yeah. I haven't found a movie yet for us to do the watch along. The problem with the one you suggested is it uses Tubular Bells all the way through it.
Oh, no. Okay.
It's just all it starts with it, and it's just all the way through.
There's one on YouTube called The Amazing Mr. No Legs. And that is a proper old school exploitation grindhouse movie. And the whole movie is on YouTube. So
Amazing Mr. No. Okay.
That's always an option.
That's I've never heard of that.
Oh, it's so much fun.
I'll give that a look then. Right, okay. I found them. It's my naming conventions. I called it Oops. Why would I do that? Right, so yeah, we're going to call it. We're going to be back next week. We're themed towards Edgar Allan Poe. Did you know that?
Yes.
Yeah, we are. We're themed towards Edgar Allan Poe next week. So the way that this week I actually had something to talk about with Captain America, and we talked about that. We will be talking about Edgar Allan Poe, and yes, New York Ripper. We'll be doing that.
Yes, love New York.
Because that was one. That was definitely one. That was on the list, wasn't it?
It wasn't in the 39.
It wasn't the 13. It wasn't the second law, though, wasn't it?
Because there was a section 1, section 2, and section 3. And the Video Nasties list is made of section 3 and 2. And I believe New York Ripper was on section 1. Because there was that rumor about it being... they talked about it in the documentary. There was always that rumor that when the New York Ripper first came to the BBFC... they considered it such a dangerous movie that it had to be escorted out of the country by armed officers and stuff. And it turned out that wasn't true. Right. What it was is where they said, no, we are not going to give this a certificate. It
was just severe. So it was. I'm thinking, you've got them. I've got the mixed drinks. I'm thinking 1, 2, then 3 are the ones that are people think are video nasties, but they're not. They were the ones that were severely cut and released, but they still got seized every now and then by local constabulary, that kind of thing. Yeah. So, they'll age into it because some of the best movies are in there. Yeah. I think so. I think we'll have to do that.
I think we'll just throw in New York Ripper anyway because it's just that awesome, and I want a good excuse to rewatch it.
Yeah, I think so. And I went to see, what's his name? The English guy that's in it that plays a detective.
Oh, fuck.
I went to see him in a production of To Kill a Mockingbird.
Oh, nice!
He had one of the best comedy American accents I've ever heard. It was so funny. It wasn't meant to be. It was, but it was fun. I went to see him in some legit theatre.
Fantastic.
Right. So anyway, Stato, who's driving home like David Carradine as Frankenstein in Death Race 2000 at the moment. He will be joining me on Thursday. And we'll be talking about the Welsh Bond. All the Celts that get covered. The Welsh Bond and Timothy Dalton. And that'll probably send us off in all kinds of tangents to other films with Dalton around about the time. The classics like Brenda Starr, of course, and films like The Rocketeer. Nightmares on a Damaged Brain.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be done.
Yes.
Oh, you know what? That might be a good call, That's a good call. Yeah.
That's a really good call. We're going to have to look into that. There's quite a few public domain movies on archive.org as well that we can always look at.
Yeah, I think that the way that, because we're going to do it the way we did it because it's last time we been Stato, we had the movie up on screen, so we're going to do it that way again. That's why I need to be really careful with what it is that I kind of find and put up there, I think. Yeah. It's just more fun. We do it mystery science theatre kind of style.
Yes, that's the way it should be done, man.
Poltergeist. Right, okay. Right, so without further ado, I'm not going to bring up the thumb for the Edgar Allan Poe one because it just looks like any other one that we do here. But I'm going to bring up the thumb for what we're going to be doing a week on Thursday. The horror show's back. We plan to just do one a month, but we're doing 2 this month. Because if that were open, because we have a guest. So we're going to be talking to Emma Dark, and the show is going to be themed around killer dolls. Hence why Chucky's at the top. That's not me, in case you think that's my new avatar. So don't miss that. That should be fun. So this is me and Lucifer with our first guest. Technically, third guest on the show because you were the second, but you know, it's, for the new format, this is essentially a special guest. So we're going to have Emma Dark, and she does have a collection of dolls, like movie dolls as well. And I think her new movies it's got like a themed around that too. So that should be fun. So that's one.
I was so glad to see Chucky in the thumbnail. I'm a huge Chucky fan.
Yeah.
I've got a tattoo of Chucky right there, and I actually share the same birthday as Brad Dourif.
Ah, that's spooky.
So it's something very close to my heart. So
Cool.
This is going to be even better for me.
Well, I wanted an excuse to watch some of those movies again. And Emma saw the thumbnail. First thing she mentioned, she was glad to see Chucky in there.
Excellent.
It's finally some class. Yep. So yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, she may show it to us next week. So yeah, it's going to be fun. So it'll probably be about an hour-long show next week. So don't be late, peeps.
Yes, it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to it. I've got like some other things. I guess Not My Monkey would be happy. Darkness Never Sleeps. Or like that. That's like a line for yourself. It's like a Batman line, isn't it? So that's it. So yeah, we've got stuff. The week after that, me and Stato will be back with that, the movies, and we're going to be doing our top 10 John Wayne films, just to have a change of pace. Yeah, you'll be surprised to know that 9 of them are westerns. Yeah. So and then I think we'll be doing a comic show after that. We're just kind of like mixing it up, kind of thing. But keep your eyes peeled for the video nasties over the next month or so. We'll start recording them and getting them up. So yeah, that's us. Because I'm havering now because I'm a tired boy. Been working hard today. So cheers, Lucifer. Thanks for reading
Anytime, man.
Madbomb as well. At least the first issue. And getting your head. What was the book it was in? Was it a collection of Kirby stuff, or was it a collection of Captain America stuff?
It was just Captain America and Falcon, the whole Madbomb story, all those issues.
Oh, so that's the one I've got. That's it. Yep, that's the one I've got as well. Cool. Right. Well, I was just wondering because if it wasn't, I would be looking on Amazon. There's another version out there. I'll buy that. How many copies of Madbomb can I have?
That's
a lot. Funnily enough, you've got more than most people probably have. I even bought it on Comixology. That's just sad. I could have just brought that up. I've just thought of that. I could actually just open up Comixology. Tune in next week. We'll actually do something with Comixology. Right, okay. So that's us then. So thanks for showing up, guys, and sticking with us. I will see you all on Thursday. Me and Lucy will be here again on Tuesday and on Thursday of next week with Emma Dark. So good night, everybody.
See you later, guys.